Keep it going for Andrew. Keep it going for everybody else tonight except for the next guy. It's okay, I know the next guy, it's fine, it's fine. So my Nana joined Facebook earlier this year and she immediately joined the group. I hate when my parents ask when I'm texting. I'm like, Nana, I think you missed the point on that one. Just by a little bit. Jason Collins made history earlier this year. I don't know if you guys remember Jason Collins. He became the first openly gay athlete in the NBA and in any pro sport. You guys remember this? Came out and said, I'm the first openly gay athlete. The media immediately started comparing him to Jackie Robinson, which I felt was completely unfair to all black people out there, because you guys remember Jackie Robinson, right? Played 14 years of mediocre baseball for 10 different teams and then said, hey guys, I'm black. I don't know if you guys noticed that. There's other black guys out there too, but I'm gonna let them come out whenever they're ready. I'm not gonna push them out. I'm just gonna announce that I'm the black one. I had a friend of mine come out of the closet about a year ago, and he came out weird. He said, hey man, what's your stance on gay marriage? I said, I don't know, is it an open bar? I was like, what? Come on, man. Aren't you going to ask if they're in love? I'm like, I've never given a shit before, you know? He's like, no, man, really? Like, what's your stance on gay marriage? I'm like, I honestly don't care. I mean, if there's an open bar, I'm happy with it. He's like, okay, that's good. He's like, I'm gay. I'm like, okay. He's like, did that change things? I'm like, no, not really. But I feel like it's like if you're at a barbecue, because we're at a beach party. And he tells me, and there's girls everywhere. And I'm like, it's like being at a barbecue and someone being like, hey, man, I'm a vegetarian. Does that freak you out? I'm like, no man, it's cool. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna eat this steak. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go for this steak. That's cool. My homeless neighbors were having a domestic dispute the other day. Is this still a domestic dispute if they're homeless? Do homeless people call other homeless people roommates? Does that happen? If I get fired for racism, can I sue for discrimination? Is it? If I order DiGiorno and have it delivered by my grocery store, can I sue for false advertising? These are the things I think about when I'm having sex, and my girlfriend says, what are you thinking about? Because I'm so ADD, I just forget. I'm like, did Elvis Presley snort cocaine off Elvis Presley memorabilia? I bet he did. Honey, oh yeah, I'm here. Yeah. I live in Los Angeles, which is like, you can boo me if you want, because it's really warm, and I'm going back there in a couple of days, like right before the storm, thanks. You can boo that guy too, whatever. True story. So I was in LA for the whole Boston bombing and everything, and I heard about it there, and I found out about it there. And my first reaction was like, because they're going through people's houses, and they're, and they're going looking for these people, and I'm thinking, the last asshole who bombed Boston was the King of England. And his people can vote now. So like, what the hell are these guys thinking? Pretty stupid if you ask me. I'm trying to do stuff that I was here last week, and I did some a lot of my newer material, so I'm trying to do stuff that I haven't done in a while, so bear with me. I hate ATM machines because people call them ATM machines. Right? Woo! It really pisses me off. People are like, I'm going to the ATM machine. The M in ATM, I don't know if you guys know this, stands for machine. I'm going to go to the automated teller machine. And then I'm going to type in my PIN number. Personal identification number. Then I'm going to mail it through FedEx Express, called the Federal FBI. What the shit, guys? Come on. What the heck's going on here? It's a holiday season, so maybe I'll talk about Jesus a little bit. I was doing stand-up in LA, and I had a bunch of friends coming out, and a friend of mine, she came up to me and she said, I'm doing some people from the church are coming, my boyfriend's coming, we're all very religious, please don't do any Jesus jokes. And I said to her, I promise, put my hand on her shoulder, I promise I won't do any Jesus jokes. But in the back of my mind, I'm going, why don't I have any Jesus jokes? Like at all. Like none. So here we go. I was playing fantasy hockey for the first time this year, and I was trying to draft a goalie, and I'm like, well, Rask is doing pretty good, and Holtby's pretty good, and I'm scrolling through the stats and everything, and I look and I see Christ, Jesus. This can't be the right guy, can it? Born in the year 0 in Galilee, he's 8.5 cubits tall. This has got to be the right guy. So I draft him. I'm like, this is going to be perfect. Everyone knows nobody saves more than Jesus. Nobody at all. So I know Jesus is going to be the best goalie I can get. So I put him in first game. First game, he lets up 6 goals in the first period. Second period, 6 goals. Third period, 6 goals. 6 across the board. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I asked one of my buddies who's a fantasy expert. I said, Jesus could have saved all those. Like, one was glove side, one was stick side, one was a 5-hole. One, I think he got out of the way. He's like, yeah, Jesus can save all those pucks. Okay, like, well, what's the problem? He's like, well, they have to want to be saved. I look up, we're playing the Devils. I'm like, we are screwed right now. We're absolutely screwed. When my friend came out of the closet, it was weird because every time he came out to like a few people, then he came out to a few more. I think he was afraid of losing friends. Forgot it was the 21st century. But every time he told a girl, they'd get all excited. They'd look and go, oh my God, I know the perfect guy for you. I know one other guy who's gay. Like, based on that alone, you guys would be soulmates. Like, imagine that the other way. Like, Adam, you like girls, right? Yeah. I know one girl who likes guys. You guys should get married and like live happily ever after. Like, what kind of criteria is that? You know? I feel bad. What's that?
We're almost getting there anyway.
It's true. I don't know what you said. I just agree with you. You're drinking Narragansett, so I feel like I have to agree with you.
No, like, you know,
Oh, we're getting there?
No, finding a woman that wants to be with a man.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting rare.
Sad man.
Yeah?
Hey!
It happens. I'm what they call a struggling comedian out in California because I'm not making a lot of money, but I work for a lot of rich people. And there's a girl I work for, her parents are celebrities and everything, and she was getting into stand-up. She's flunked out now, and she's back to running her daddy's business. But she comes up to me one day, she's like, oh, my mom told me you're also doing stand-up. And I'm like, oh yeah, struggling comedian. Don't say that. I'm like, don't say what? She's like, don't say struggling. I'm like, why? She's like, it's a negative word. You should say aspiring comedian. I'm like, well, I'm not aspiring. I'm doing it. I'm just also living in my car. You know? Which I paid $1 for, and yours cost, I don't know, $64,000? 64,000 times what mine cost? So I check the sticker price. I love having a car that costs $1 because it's great because I drove across country and it's the rustiest piece of car. You know, I get out there and I get the brakes done. The guy looks at me and goes, "This is the rustiest car I've ever seen in my life." Well, I came from New England. You know, it's after a bunch of winters and everything. And he's like, "No, a lot of people come from other places. This one particularly is the rustiest car I've ever seen in my life." And having a car that costs $1 is great until you hit a bug on the highway because windshield washer fluid's like $1.27. So I mean, it's total, like one bug, and it's like I was gonna keep this. Thank you, Hyundai. I guess I'll end with this because we get more people coming up. LA, we don't really get weather, we don't really get rain, but I love the snow. I was just in New Hampshire this whole weekend. We got 8 inches of snow last night. It was fantastic. And I love snow. I love driving. I'm a skier. I love playing in the snow, but what I hated growing up was snowball fights. I absolutely hated it because in my neighborhood there was like 15 kids in my neighborhood and I was the youngest. And I was the least athletic. Like, take like 7 years of college off and you can picture what I look like. Absolutely hated snowball fights, but what I had to do is have my own strategy where I'd take 2 snowballs, one on my left hand, one on my right. I'd pick my target way away and I'd lob it way up in the air so it would like drop on them. And like right when it hit them, like right as it's lobbing, they'd be like, "Oh, I can dodge this." I grabbed the one from my left hand, switched to my right, and just throw it at her face as hard as I could. And she would start screaming and crying and bleeding. She's like, "Oh, you put a rock in it again." Like, of course I put a rock in it, Nana. I don't know how you snowball fought in the 40s, but in the 90s we play to win. You know what? You're off my team. Practice is over. Get in the house and make me some hot chocolate. Thank you guys very much. You guys are fantastic. Keep it going for the next guy because he's pretty awesome too. And keep it going for these guys who run this shit.
That was awesome. Adam, what was your Facebook again? It was Adam Murphy Comedy?
Yeah.
Did you find it? Adam Murphy Comedy. That's pretty easy. One more time for Adam Murphy. That was awesome.